Oh, this episode of GameByte is on a Wednesday, as it always is. I am your host. I am Herald Silvestre, welcoming you to the Quit Stalling Media studio. And like I mentioned, it's a Wednesday night. It's 8/26. It is August 26th in the year of 2020. I'm making sure I timestamp these episodes down because I always lose track. And we got a special guest coming on tonight's episode. But we also have our co-hosts. We have our regular co-hosts. One of them is slightly more regular than the other, but you know what? We're not talking about bowel movements today. Let's talk about food and feistiness. We're talking about the man who wants to challenge Erwan Yusuf to a lookalike contest. And he's probably going to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the maelstrom of anger and disappointment. It's Instant DZ himself, Diego Zuluaga. How you doing, these nuts?
I have to correct you on that. I'm not gonna challenge him in the lookalike contest because I've already won that. The second part, the thing I'm really challenging is the food. Okay, that one maybe I should not touch that with a 20 football right now. So let's not get into that. But yes, once the day happens, I will challenge Erwan Yusuf to a Shokugeki, if chance permits. But yeah, I'm just glad to be back on the show again, Harold and Miko, and a very special guest we will not name it because it's not like it's a secret. Jesus Christ. So anyway, yes, of course, that's so glad here again. We have a bunch of funny stuff to show you guys in the end of the show, but wait till the after show for that because today is about Asurai. All right, so Harold, yeah, I'm good. Thanks for introducing me, man.
Oh, well, it's all good, DZ. I always got your back. And you know who else has our back whenever we need it? It's the man, the myth, the Hearthstone legend himself. Why don't we give it up?
You can do it.
Why don't we give it up for Miko P? How you doing, Miko P?
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us today. And of course, our very special guest, which we will not name yet because it's a surprise if you haven't checked our social media pages. But yeah, fake Hearthstone legends aside, that's not me. That's not me. I'm doing well today,
So
Harold.
modest, this
Thank
legend.
you.
So modest.
Thank you for asking. And yeah, I'm very excited for tonight's show because I am aiming to learn a lot from this very illustrious person in the casting and Valorant community. And of course, the tech community as well. And yeah, I will pass it back again to you, Harold, to do the honors of introducing our guest tonight. I'm so
Oh, I
excited.
got the ball. Thanks, Miko P, for the assist. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard him left and right. Asia, and I'm pretty sure just mainly Asia. But you know what? Southeast, west, east, northeast, right, Korea. You know what? We got an amazing guest today. His name is Asurai. How you doing, buddy?
Wow, that's an awesome introduction. I'm doing pretty good. Hyped to be in this show with you guys, and looking forward to the questions and topics that we'll be discussing. So yeah, let's get it on.
We got a lot, man. We got a lot. You're looking really good with your RGB lighting. I feel bad for the people who are just listening to the podcast because they're not getting to see all this purple, orange, bright white, and gold goodness. Okay, so if you guys haven't checked this out live yet, we're always live every Wednesday nights, 9:30 p.m. Twitch.tv/quitstalling. Okay, we start the show off the same way every time. DZ, you know how we do it. We ask the people in the chat. And then, of course, we ask you, and you, of course, you, what have you been playing? So let us know in the chat what you've been playing, folks at home, especially during these times of quarantines and lockdowns and viruses and fires. Oof, California's not looking good today, but you know what, people? We're going to throw it over to DZ. DZ, what have you been playing?
You know, we've had so many shows this whole quarantine that I'm surprised no one has decided to replay that game. That game about that mobile game about a pandemic. What was it called?
Virus Inc.
I think so.
StarCraft?
Yeah. And like, I don't know if they've included this yet. I mean, they've already put zombies in that game last I checked. But anyway, what have I been playing? Mostly Fall Guys because I can't seem to do anything good in Valorant. I'm horrible. I'm garbage at that game. So I decided to play something even more garbage at, but at least I'm having fun. I am playing Fall Guys, the best battle royale ever.
Yes!
The best battle royale ever. So yeah, that's all I've been playing on, like, really nothing else. I was thinking of playing Albion online because I keep seeing that ad. It's like Raid Shadow Legends. You always hear about that, but no. thinking about Albion, and with this one, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be playing next week, which is FF14 because it's already free to play. It's just that I kind of messed up my account creation, and I'm like, I don't want to have to go through. I have to wait another 24 hours basically. So next week. How about you, Miko? What have you been playing?
Oh, before Miko talks about what he's been playing, I want to say that this episode is brought to you by Rage Shit. Now, Miko, what have you been playing?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 an unhealthy amount of hours during the past week. I've just been enjoying the new content so much, especially with their new tie-up with Nier Automata. So there's this new 24-man raid for they're tying with Nier Automata, and it's just so fun, especially the second boss. If you have a chance to play Final Fantasy 14, just go for it. It's free until level 60. They're just giving away a whole expansion, and to be honest, it is quite good because this is where the story starts to get better and everything starts to get better. Like in the first expansion, the base game is meh.
Awesome. Dude, so where can people join you in Eorzea? I hope I got that right this time. How do people get started if they want to play with Hearthstone Legend Miko P? Where do they go?
Oh my goodness! I will point you instead to the most of the English-speaking server, which is Tonberry. If you are playing on the Japanese data center, which most of the people of Southeast Asia and most of the Filipinos are playing, go to the Tonberry server. Meanwhile, I was dumb back when I made my character, so I made it during a high traffic area wherein I can't make it. So Dar and I just moved into the one of the provincia province servers where player count is very low, and we made our home there in Ramu. So
Miko got tired of traffic in Manila. He went over to the province, decided to play with his girlfriend.
And it has its own benefits. I mean, it's a lot easier to log in. It's the prices in the marketplace are cheaper. It's like the whole provincial life. And then you get, and the great thing about this is that as long as you are in one data center, it doesn't matter which server you're in. So I can visit my friends in Tonberry anytime. We can raid together, party together. It's literally like provincia guys visiting Manila.
Okay.
All the crowded places, and just one of the small joys in FF.
That's excellent, dude.
But it's the MMO to play so far this year, unless you're committed to something else. But give it a try if you do have the chance. Other than that, it's Fall Guys too. But I do only play like 1 or 2 games every few days. I just can't play it for so long.
Why
I'm so bad at
Why
the game. That's it. I'm just so bad at the game, and then that's it.
It's all about confidence, Miko P. All right, they call it trash can, not trash can't. Okay, that's for the garbage. Okay.
All right. So in closing, unfortunately, this trash really can't. So I'm passing it back to you, Herald. What have you been playing?
Oh, thanks for asking, Miko P. I really appreciate that someone threw it my way. Before we get to me, I want to look at the chat. All right, someone, so a new follower named, I hope I'm saying this right, Leonie said, how hyped were you when Asurai screamed 4FK when shoutcasting a tournament? Every time Asurai just shouts, I get chills. I get goosebumps. So hopefully we get a little shouting later on. They don't call it shoutcasting for nothing. Well, look, DZ, after Asurai, please take note of everyone mentioning what they've been playing in the chat, like BMO King of Oos saying Fall Guys as well. All right, it's the game to play right now. Okay, so DZ's going to be noting down everyone saying what they've been playing. I've been playing Fall Guys. Fall Guys and a little FIFA here and there. I can't get my mind off of Fall Guys. And of course, me, Derek, and Francis have been gearing up in the Marvel's Avengers beta. We tried it out. We had a lot of fun. We got the multiplayer working. We had some cohesion going on. That's about it, I want to talk about it more when the live game comes out. But the beta was great. The beta was a lot better than I thought it'd be. Enough about me. Enough about DZ and Miko P. Let's talk about the person you're all here to watch. Otherwise, we'd have like one viewer. All right. Asurai, what have you been playing, buddy?
Okay. So thanks for passing me the ball as well. Before I say what games I've been playing. I also have tried Final Fantasy before in the past. Final Fantasy 14.
Ooh.
I got to like level 30. I was a Lalafell. But yeah, it was just kind of fun for me. I enjoy being the little
Best
character
race.
for some reason.
Master
Exactly.
Yeah,
race.
man.
Exactly. All right,
Yeah,
so
like,
sorry. Okay. For the games I've been playing, obviously I've been really addicted to Valorant. I have spent a crazy amount of money in a short amount of time because of the skins, because they're hella expensive, but so good to have.
I
Other
saw your
games
post,
that,
man. I saw your post about getting that cosmetic recently, and
yeah,
I felt for your wallet. I felt the hurt.
yeah.
How'd that go?
Can I say the price here? Is that
Go,
okay?
dude. Just go for
Yes.
it, man.
Okay.
You're moolah, dude. Go for
So
it.
since beta, I think that was like what 3-4 months ago. I have spent about 10,000 pesos on.
Oh my
Valorant.
god.
Just for the skins. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how good it was. I know people who spend more than I do, but yeah. I had to get some of the skins there, man. They're just so good.
I'm sure, man. So, okay, 10,000 pesos. DZ, quick maths. I'm assuming it's about $1 bajillion. No, that's about
200.
200.
it's about $200, 200 USD.
Yeah.
In the span of 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah. Because every time like a new set comes out, I just like especially if I want it, I buy it. And then quite recently I found, yeah, you saw the post, right, where there was like these 2 skins that I was looking out for, and they came out both on the same day. So I didn't want it to go on rotation again, and I have to wait for a long time. So I just like straight up bought it.
Bite the bullet.
Dude, that's so
Yeah.
funny. I mean, we've all been there, right? We've all fallen into the trap of like, oh my gosh, it's available. Like whether it's a digital skin or something you saw at the mall, you know,
Yeah.
or food. Everyone can relate to food. Sometimes
yeah.
you just wanna splurge. You know, you're just like, I'm gonna treat myself today, and I emphasize
The impulse.
it's the impulse. Some people have great control. Others are called Asurai and Herald. So I totally get you, man. Okay, I played the Marvel's Avengers beta, and then I ended up refunding my Marvel's Avengers game. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the deluxe edition.
This man is talking
Why?
about saving money.
Yeah.
No, they're just really good at doing this to us. I get you, Asurai. So Valorant is something you've been playing. What? Anything else? Anything else taking your time, Asurai?
Oh, okay. So Valorant is kind of like my competitive game, like because I was born into just being a competitive kind of gamer. So
Yeah.
anything story driven, even though it's good story, it kind of bores me. So I can't like play it like 16 hours straight and then finish one full game. So if ever I'm on my off time though, I actually recently picked up 4 games. 2 of them, you probably guys already know, Fall Guys as well. I played. Got in a few crowns as
Well,
well.
victims.
Yeah, I mean, they say that Fall Guys, promotes friendship, which is pretty cool. And I've also bought the game that destroys friendship, which is Among Us.
Oh, I heard about that. It's also on mobile, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. You can actually play, like it's cross-platform, so like you can play with PC and mobile. Yeah, because I think I was
Nice.
playing a game yesterday, my first game yesterday, and it was fun. Like I got thrown into a game where there was like so many people talking and so many people lying all at the same time.
Oh man, it happens,
Yeah.
right? It happens.
It's so hectic, but yeah, it's still pretty fun though. But definitely not fun if you're gonna be playing with random people. It's better with friends for sure.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, because at least by the game, you can like tease each other, call each other like really dirty names, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh.
You can
Oh.
pull their heartstrings.
Exactly. Like if you know that somebody has a crush on you, you can probably make that work in your favor, and you're like the
Oh,
imposter. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do that yesterday though, but maybe.
I know that's a Miko P move, you know, just giving a little wink and making them weaken the knees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wink at them and they vote me out. That's what happens.
Get this guy out of here.
Oh. Okay, so DZ, it's great that we found out what Asurai's been up to. So he's been keeping really busy. You know, of course, Valorant has to be something you play because we'll talk about your shoutcasting in a little bit. But DZ, what has the chat been playing? I'm curious to know what everyone's been playing at home here in the Philippines, in America, in the Netherlands. You know, we're big in the Netherlands, Asurai. I don't know if you know. We're pretty big in the Netherlands. Yeah, all three of our regular viewers, Dutch. Yeah. So
We have to give context. We're gonna have to give context to that.
eventually, but you know, for now, let's talk
the
about the people in the chat, DZ.
All right, so last I scrolled up. All right, so I'm sorry. First time on chat, so please let me know if I got this name right. Lieni, is that right?
Yeah, he's one of my viewers.
Ah, okay. Hello,
cool.
welcome. So he's been playing Star Wars: Old Republic, of course. Yes, Star Wars.
SWTOR, baby, SWTOR.
SWTOR. Sci-fi WoW. Well, that's when I
Sir.
played it. I did play that for a while. It was pretty good, man. It's pretty good.
It's good, man. It's good. I got all the way to the end of the Jedi Knight storyline, and then they took away my names, and I was like, you know, I'm done. I'm done. I can't be Darth Herald. I can't be anything at all.
You couldn't? Oh well. Sorry, Darth Herald.
Server mergers happen. It's all good. It's in the past. Okay, sorry.
So
keep
there
going.
was another Darth Herald in the other server.
I do not like him. Okay, DZ,
Yeah,
keep going.
so also, Wancho chat, RS27, he's been playing Final Fantasy 14, and Enly, of course, been playing Hearthstone and played Fall Guys the other day.
Has anyone not played Fall Guys? Because I know Wancho's been playing Fall Guys too. Anyone in the chat? Has anyone not played Fall Guys? Can you answer? Yeah, can we?
Okay, if we can get someone in the chat to tell who hasn't played it, let us know. But yeah, so far it seems like everyone's been playing this game. Heck, you guys know what happened to
we
Tim
may or
and
may
Batman,
not send
right?
you a copy of the game.
That's our prerogative. If you have not enjoyed the sweet taste of a jelly bean throwing a crown on its head, we might help you out. Can't just me out. You've already won stuff on this channel, girl, but you might win something else. We'll figure it out. Okay. Okay. Anyone else, DZ? Anyone else been playing anything?
No, I think that's it. But Lieni says here that he hasn't played Fall Guys either.
Let's figure it out, guys. Yeah, hit Miko P up in the DMs and let's see what happens. All right, guys, let's move on. I really want to talk to Asurai. We got him on the show. We've already wasted like 39 minutes of his time. We might as well get to talking. All right, we might as well get to talking.
I understand. Okay.
Wait,
I like that.
has anyone asked anything in the chat? Okay, if you guys have questions for Asurai too, all right, now is the time to ask, and then we'll throw it his way. All right, we'll throw it his way. But right now,
questions, and we shall get.
it's really hard, man.
Voila.
It's really hard. I used to do all of this, and now I can delegate.
You just had to ask.
I didn't know that,
anything.
man. All right, I was just too busy thinking. All right, let's talk to
Anything under the
Asurai.
RGB sun.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the end, friend.
Yes, in the under the RGB sun, we're gonna welcome Asurai into the inn as we talk to him about everything we can think about. Let's play some casual music in the background. Let's slow things down a little bit. Just a little slow it down, just a little slower, a little upbeat, but a little calmer. Guys, this is the part of the show where we talk to Asurai specifically about all the things he's accomplished in his life, all the heartbreaks and losses and the triumphs and the victories. This is the moment for you people in the chat and for us as moderators and hosts to kick things off. First things first. Darwell, may I call you Darwell? Would you prefer Asurai? I'm pretty impartial.
I prefer Asurai because I don't.
All right, let me erase
call him-
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I apologize for doxing you.
No, people calling me by my real name actually freaks me out now because I think everybody knows me now as Asurai. Because like, no, I don't know anybody in the industry that calls me Darwell. It's always Asurai.
Oh man. Okay. I thought we were building rapport. I thought I was getting to that point, but it's all good. It's all good. No, I get that. Like Yuko Ishikawa. No one calls her by her real name because at this point, no one knows what her real name is anymore.
I think I know, but I probably won't.
I
say.
think
It's
I know
stupid.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's she was kind enough to let us know after the show. So yeah, we had you calling last time. Yeah. Okay. So my first, I'll kick things off, and then I'll let Miko P and DZ handle the rest because you know what? These guys are pros. Look at that, DZ in his gaming chair. It's not on wheels, FYI. All right.
It's on wood.
That sounds so wrong.
Man, life's better with wood.
It's gone.
Okay.
It's literally gone. I have to put it back.
Sir, sit yourself down, sir. I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down, sir. I have to ask you to calm down.
Modern gaming.
All right. So Uber, Anders, Professor Kobe, Toby One, Herald. Casters' names are wide and varied, and you get things from nonsense words to childhood nicknames, words rooted in mythology, maybe even just the vanity of using your own name. I don't know anyone like that. But what for you, Asurai, makes a good caster name or a good in-game name?
Oh wow.
Just put your hand down, Miki. Put your hand down.
That is hard to answer. Okay, so I guess I'll start off with how I got my name. It actually is like a super lame story though, because I think a couple of years back, before I got into shoutcasting, I was really into League of Legends, and I had this like one friend, online only, but I really trusted him, and I kind of went hiatus for a while, and he said he'll pilot my account for like 2 or 3 months when I was gone, because like how if you play like a competitive game, playing with Filipinos, it's very toxic from time to time, and I think I got like I wanted to detox for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back, he changed my name, which was, I think at the time, like, how when you were like in your your preteens or your teenager years, you actually have like those super weird like edgelord names, right?
Oh yeah, I knew a couple of Leviathans and a couple of Dominator 99s. Yeah.
So I had my name before Asurai was actually Van Scythe, because I got Van from this character Ovan from Dot Hack Roots, because I was watching it back in like Animax, and then Scythe is like my favorite weapon ever. That's why my favorite Gundam is that Scythe. That's what my favorite weapon in game if ever is like a Scythe. And and then when I came back, he just changed my name to Asurai. He never really told me the reason, but I'm assuming he was just because it was like weebing out at that time, and then I just like went with it. And luckily enough, nobody ever actually used that name. Like I never saw it in any anime. It's always just been like Asura, right, or something like that, but never Asurai.
Yeah.
And then when I got like this gig to start casting at Garena for League of Legends, I just like went with it, and it just stuck with me. So that's like the origin story of my name.
It's a pretty cool thing. Did you ever find out what it means, or like did you ever add a meaning to it?
Not really. Like it just stuck. Like if you hear the name Asurai, it's just me. So I'm kind of happy that the thing is, because like I think going to answer your question, something that would be really good to have as a name is a name that doesn't really mean anything, but then it just like you kind of incorporate yourself with it.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. So you were able to own it. You were able to claim the name.
I feel like if you go to Google right now and type Asurai, nothing else would pop out except for my face and like links and
talk about branding, guys. All right, masterclass in branding here. Get your friend from your teen years to name your account after a short hiatus. That's a complicated set of steps, but I think we could follow that. That's really cool. So for you, aside from the mythos that you have with your name, what do you think makes a memorable or an impactful name?
I think any name can be impactful. You know how like when you get into like a game that has ranking, right? Let's say Hearthstone, League of Legends, Valorant. You hear a name, maybe let's just go for something simple like Barcode, and you see him in like gold or platinum. You're like, yeah, he's nothing. But once he gets to like Immortal or Radiant or Challenger or Legend, I think was it again for Hearthstone? That's when people like remember you, right? It's because it's not the name, but like the accomplishments and the achievements that come with the name. So I think the name is good at the start because it might be catchy, but I think in the long run you want to like add some substance to what's behind the name rather than thinking about the name. So like you could even start with anything super random, and then just as as people keep hearing it and everything, you get to their what do you kind of get that mind space. You kind of have like that advertisement in their heads that's your name, and then you keep like building repertoire about it and stuff. I think that's what makes a name really like stand out. You know, the thing that you build with that name.
Pause for 2 seconds, and that's a clip, people. Absolutely fantastic. That's fire. That's what I'm dropping some knowledge bombs and some zeitgeist here and there. Okay, that's sick, dude. I like that. It's not about the name, it's about the journey, the person, and the story behind it. The accomplishments that come with it. That's sick. No one would know Hercules unless he slayed the Medusa and the Hydras and the giant lions of the world. Sick.
Exactly.
Absolutely filthy. I like that. Okay. Miku P, DZ, I'm gonna let you take it.
I was gonna say, if I were to answer that question, what makes a caster name like, or an IGN good? If that was me, I'm like, what would a if it'll be a good name if I imagine a British commentator shouting it, right? Like, what do we have in chat? Like, Oris 27 with a pentakill. If it sounds great, if it's like Oris 27, okay, fine, maybe it can work. But nah, Oris 27 isn't so.
He's throwing shade. He's throwing shade. This rivalry, for those of you who are first-time listeners, the rivalry between InstaDZ and Quit Stalling Geekcast host Oris27, also known as Wancho, is building up to something. All right, there will be a climax of this. All right, so we promise it'll pay off. But DZ throwing some shade at Wancho, I like it. I like it. So, Miko, any thoughts on what Asurai said, or do you want to move on? You guys have any questions?
Oh no, I just really like the point that he made about it's it's the value that creates or rather it's what you do that creates the value for the name. Like, I mean, if you think about the names of famous brands nowadays, it's I mean, some of this doesn't make sense. I mean, Apple, Tim Hortons. I mean, who names their cafe Tim Hortons, right? Anyway, so. I just
you mean like Tim Horton, the hockey player? The man who founded Tim Hortons?
Actually, for this one, yeah. Okay, so.
But he's not wrong, right? Because like, if Tim Horton wasn't like a famous hockey player, then Tim Hortons wouldn't make sense.
That's legit. That's as hockey player. As much of the jokes as we can throw that way. That's a legit point. That's a very legit point.
Yeah, and branching from that, I just like to forward what Liane has said in the chat, has asked in the chat for Asurai about. So Liane was asking about how you already got to the place that you are now as a recognizable name in both the Valorant and the casting community. So of course I'd like to hear a little bit of a backstory how you got there. And how the Asurai name and brand gained the value that it has now.
Okay. That's all right. I've actually have said this a lot when I go to like some what was it, like seminars and stuff, when like shoutcasting seminars. But yeah, I always like talking about it anyways.
You could just play this video every time now.
If only I had a video, right? Oh, actually now this video. You're right. Perfect. Okay, so I got into shoutcasting, that was late 2014. This was when I think shoutcasting wasn't really that recognizable yet in the Philippines. I think the only shoutcasting that people were really accustomed to at the time, they didn't even know the term, right? Was how the Dota 2 casters or Dota 1 casters were just with their megaphones and then just casting over the games. There was no it was all about the entertainment, the fun stuff about it. But I think it was lacking the research, I guess the flow of how a caster should go. And I think that's what one of the like project managers in Garena was thinking at the time. So she made a post where it said Shoutcasters call, and basically that was like a call to action to find new talents who speak Tagalog, speak English, that could shoutcast games. And what Garina asked was, we have this like, what was it, 5-minute clip of a game, and then you have to cast over it. Yeah, it's my clip that I submitted is actually still on YouTube. So if you guys can like use search with my real name and then put like, I think League of Legends, it'll pop out.
How old were you then?
How old am I right now? 20, that's probably 20 years old, 19 years old at that time.
Oh wow, so young.
Yeah, I know, right? And then time's really passed. Anyways, so I was actually in school that time, and I got the email, and my professor was actually.
You were in class?
I was in class. I got the email. Yeah, we were in the computer lab because I'm a computer science graduate, and napamura ako. I actually said like PI, and the whole class was loud. And I was like,
why wouldn't you, dude?
Yeah, but my class. Oh my god, you actually found it.
That's what we do on the show.
Yeah, but anyways,
we'll play the audio later.
Oh, thank you. My professors know naman that I was like applying for this shit, and then they knew that I really was good in English, at least for and I wanted to do something with gaming, and they were like, yeah, congrats and stuff like that. And then just as time passed by, I started casting more League of Legends. It was the Pro Gaming Series at the time. I think 2015, 2016 was the time that I really cast League of Legends the most. And then I think I'm also kind of sort of proud to say this, and at that time I was kind of getting a little bit what's the word, kind of bored with League of Legends. Like I felt like I could do something else. Mm-hmm. And that's when I also kind of branched out to different games like CSGO, as well as CSGO, and then Mineski was like also looking at for a caster call for League of Legends and CSGO, and then that's where I applied with them. They also got me multiple times, and then it just kind of spiraled out of that. And at the time, I was kind of like only thinking that shoutcasting was only for one game, but then I also like learned the terminology multicaster, where you can actually cast multiple games. Who knew, right?
Ooh, that's a term? Multicaster?
Yeah, multicaster. So like if you cast like different games, I don't know. I don't know if somebody coined it already or not, but at the time it was kind of like a foreign topic or a foreign terminology to me, and I was kind of proud to say that I was one of the first ones, at least from my circle, that started branching out. And I think the reason why I also wanted to branch out was because I think if you're gonna be pursuing a career in esports, and specifically for mine, shoutcasting, I think staying with one game, if that game isn't really always readily available with tournaments for you to cast in, you have to kind of open your eyes to the other opportunities for you. And I think the more that I did that, the more that I was able to find opportunities outside of the Philippines. Like my first ever outside of the country, which my parents were like super shocked, right? They were like, oh, this is a hobby for him to do, for casting.
Video
games. A little bit of cash on the side. And then I got this like gig, and it was weird because like, have you casted Halo before? No. You want to try casting Halo? Yeah, sure. It was for the Xbox One at the time, Halo 5, and then we went to like Hong Kong, and that was like my first time being paid to cast for a gig outside of the country, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
That's so cool.
I want to keep doing this. Yeah, and then it just kept continuing, and then I think like I just found friends, associates, colleagues along the way that I had a connection with, being friends with them and all. And then they also had people who were looking for shoutcasters to give work to, and I was always game to do that. And I think that's just how it is. Like I think I was able to brand myself as that guy that you always see, and you might not remember his name, but you always see him in every particular game. Like I have been able to cast MOBAs, FPS, mobile games before they were famous, before the Mobile Legends, before the what other mobile games were out there. I tried Clash of Clans, I've tried Vainglory, stuff like that, and it's brought me everywhere. So yeah. And now Valorant.
So, dude,
Sorry,
is
that
sick.
took a long time to say.
No, yeah, but because your journey is long and storied. That's crazy, and you've tried to cut like a lot of the middle part there just to get to now. That's amazing. So
And Leon Chat is like, Asurai was here. You put your stamp on that.
Hong Kong, bam. Manila, bang. Okay, so I'm curious, Asurai. Can you list off, like, can you remember all the countries you've been to? Can you list them off? You know, just a little flex.
Sure.
You know, just you just went to the gym. Now you want to flex a little bit. You know.
I kind of didn't want to flex it, but since you ask, I'm game.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So I've been to Hong Kong, Malaysia, Indonesia, Taiwan. What was the other ones? India a lot. Can't remember the other ones, but the other one, I think the other one wasn't really esports, but it was for tech, and that was US, and that was CES 2020, and that was like a hella dream come true thing,
Yeah, a few people are wondering why it says tech reviewer in his about. CES is why. That's sick. That's pretty cool. Oh man, I'm excited just hearing about all your excursions and all your journeys. But I know these guys have questions. I know the chat has had some questions, so we'll throw it to them real quick. Like Panda User, since we're talking about your journey, was asking if you have any advice or any thoughts on people who may have been overlooked. They've gone through the same journey. They've been at it for a while, but they can't seem to break out. They can't seem to get the attention. You have any nuggets of wisdom or any 1%, any pieces of advice that could make them, that could help them just break that glass ceiling?
So I think, before I say the advice, I think the reason why I was able to, build this type of, I guess, what's the word again? Reputation for myself is because I started when it wasn't really as populated as it is now for shoutcasters. Because like before, you could only like count with your fingers and maybe your toes how many casters there were that was, being visible in the public eye. But now it's like hundreds, I think, right now are like looking to shoutcast in the Philippines. So I think as an advice for those who might feel or know that they're overlooked, there kind of would be two things. So I've been seeing like a couple of my friends as well who are also new to shoutcasting, like maybe a couple of months to a year, and what I've seen them do and actually have been successful with is trying out different games first that are still blossoming. Like I've seen people, try out the Marvel Super War rather than going straight for Mobile Legends or the other already established MOBAs. They're trying for different ones that are actually getting a lot of traction with player base, and I think that is pretty smart. But what if you want to focus on like one game only? And I'm sorry guys if I keep like saying mobile games, but that's like the biggest thing right now in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, no, that's legit. That's a legit insight though. Keep going.
Yeah. So like if you also want to try to go for Mobile Legends, one of two things could also be something, right? If it's overly saturated and you feel like you can't pierce the market, try to like get closer and closer, or try to work with the already existing talents. Like find an opportunity or a cast where you could work with these talents, and they might seem scary at first, or like hindi mo sila, you can't like reach them or anything, but no, we're all reachable. We're all humans, and we don't act like we're gods, and we're not high up there. So like I've seen like other people as well getting to work with people that are prevalent in like the industry, like Wolf, Shenbu, stuff like that. And I think it also, and being able to be seen with them actually also makes you have in a sense a legitimate status, right? Because these guys are already established, and if you can work with them with a nice synergy, and you can relay your information and everything in front of the camera, it's also good. And I think that's one of the things that could really help is, again, it's one of two things. If it's too saturated, try to go for a game that's brand new and it's starting to pick some traction. I'd say a lot of people also going for Call of Duty Mobile, and then it has a lot of traction, and we already have like new casters as well already specifically for that game. And if it's too saturated, but you still want to try to pierce that market, try to, find opportunities where you can work with the already established talents, because again, you're all about that recognition. Because if you try to cast other games, or you try to cast like tournaments where you don't have that, it's going to be difficult for you to get higher and higher or get more and more of these gigs. But again, that's like just like it's not the be all end all advice. It definitely can go either way, but I think that's one of the ways that I've seen work for those who are trying to break into the scene.
And aside from gaining legitimacy, there is something to surrounding yourself with people who are better and smarter, who have more experience than you in a certain field, because you start to pick up those little things. You start to be exposed to things that you might not have thought of, little nuances that you might pick up and be like, wow, I never thought of doing it that way. So there's something there. I totally agree with you, Asurai. And you mentioned earlier, and you touched at the very start of your answer, how in today's modern world, things are more accessible now. Joe and Jane Shoutcaster in the room right now, they're hustling, they're trying, they're getting confidence, they're attempting these things that weren't necessarily that easy to pick up back in the day. Sometimes back then, especially when you started, there was a lot of luck involved. There was, the luck of, for you, the shallow talent pool. These days it's knowing the right person, picking up the right skill set for the right blossoming game. But for you, one thing I do want to ask is, what qualities do you see in casters these days that become successful? What qualities do you see in them that maybe someone who's up and coming could learn from, could benefit from? What are the little nuances that you could point out and be like, this is what Asurai does, this is what Shinbu does, or maybe even the LCS casters, people you look up to, what are the things that you see from them that you could be like, okay, this is something that might be a quality you want to acquire?
Okay, so I think the one thing that can definitely make or break for a shoutcaster, and I mean, so one of the things that you will always have to remember when you're shoutcasting is that your audience can sniff bullshit from a mile away, right? Because like a dedicated audience will always know if you have done your due diligence to study the game or something like that. I mean, this is like for like new casters, and actually for me, when I try to approach a new game, like if you try to interpret it without prior knowledge about it, they will just destroy you. If I may just there was one time where I was trying to break into the Smash Ultimate scene for a while, because like I really enjoy the game. I got my Switch on it and I started playing it, started meeting pros, and I got asked to cast a game like the games on Rev Major, and I was like, I don't have enough information on these guys, and you know what? I reached out to the guy who was the people in that were playing in like the Playbook tournaments, and then luckily enough, they were actually happy that I wanted to know their history, because they don't really get that much recognition, and then they also wanted the cast to have more substance. In any case, that's also kind of one thing, right? Always try to get your due diligence when you're gonna be approaching a game. But I think the one thing that can always give a shoutcaster your what's the question again? I lost train of thought because I'm thinking about the I know the answer already, but I lost the question.
It was more of like, what are the qualities that you could recommend someone pick up or someone would see? Yeah.
Thank you. Two qualities. It both starts with P. So the first one is passion, because I think always being passionate about shoutcasting will because the thing about shoutcasting is it's a lot more percentage with heart, because it's always going to be a grind, especially when you have those long tournaments. And if you don't have the passion for it, you will just lose energy in the cast, and that I think is detrimental to the entire craft of shoutcasting. And of course, if you love the game, you can definitely find more and more ways to talk about it, rather than if you're just doing it for a job, right? It's the same thing with finding the perfect job for you. If it's just a job that you can just drone on and on, it's not a job anymore. It's something that has integrated in your life. The other one is perseverance, because there will be days where, like, again, you might feel very lost when you don't have your when you don't have opportunities or anything, but maybe days where you have like long tournaments and everything and you just can't like go on about it. But yeah, I think like just trying to push through is also something that shoutcasters have done so many times. Like, I have had friends who were exhausted because they had to cast 12 hours for the next 3 days, like 12 hours per day, just for a Dota 2 tournament. And that was insane.
Gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like at the end of it, they were all just like lying on the floor sleeping because they couldn't like handle the exhaustion anymore. But that's like the grind that some casters can do, because we want to be in this industry and we want to make this a viable source of income, living for us.
But at the same time, we also want to promote healthy treatment of your talents. Okay, if you are a production team, if you are a manager, please treat your talents well. All right, rotate them, give them food, give them an energy bar, for God's sakes. Okay.
That is so true.
Yeah, it's one thing to grind because you have to have, like you said, that passion, but at the same time, production teams, treat your people well. All right, not just the talents, your crew. All right, make sure these people are well taken care of. Okay, I love that answer, Asurai. The 2 Ps, another clippable moment from the great Asurai. All right, we're mining this guy for gold, for clipping gold.
It's all about it's all just about from my experience, anyways.
That's awesome though, and that's why we love hearing this kind of stuff from. I know you probably would shy away from the word expert. Someone who's as seasoned as you, someone who has insight that only comes with experience. And I'm very grateful that you agreed to come on and share your wisdom. That's really great. DZ and Miko, I know you guys have questions. I've been every time Darwell says something, I come in and I insert myself into the mix. Please, guys, ask this man.
Pull out. My turn.
Whoa, sir. Sir.
Right,
PG show.
Come on. All right, so yeah, like before we get into the chats, one thing I want to ask is, okay, like you mentioned earlier that you've been asked to cast several genres of tournaments. Mm-hmm. So someone who is starting, this might be good advice for them. So from your journey to becoming where you were, I'm sure you've been asked to cast tournaments or games that you've probably no casting experience. Your first times pretty much. Mm-hmm. What is your process, or what did you have to do in order to prepare yourself? And like, I'm sure playing the game is one thing, but I'm sure there's more to your routine into prepping for a casting for this game you've probably never casted before. So what's your routine for that?
Oh yeah, awesome question actually. I don't think I've actually been asked that question before, because I think everybody knows what they wanted to cast. So how do I go about this? Okay,
take your time.
So the one thing that people or like viewers tend to kind of misinterpret is that a shoutcaster has to play the game. Like, definitely playing the game itself can give you insights as well, but you don't really have to play the game to know it. Like, again, it's like a subject, right? You always have to do your research. And the way that I approach like going about a new game first is watching previous tournaments about it, just to kind of dip my toes a little bit in what the game is all about. Then after that, I go for the super kind of tedious and boring process of going to any kind of wiki about it. Let's say Valorant is new and everything, and there's like a new wiki about it, and I have no prior knowledge about FPS or anything. So I try to figure out what the characters are, what the abilities are, and that's how I get started with it. And another thing is, it might seem like cheating, but there are people who have gone before you and they've done events already and they've casted it. So why not just watch from them, get their insights and start kind of building your own understanding of the game from that. And I think that's where it kind of begins, right? You can also, try the game as well. Like before, I tried Bangalore. If you guys don't know what Bangalore is, it's like it's one of I think it's the first MOBA that was really built for mobile use, and it was fantastic. It's kind of sad that it's not like getting much traction right now, but I played that game once or twice. But the thing that actually let me cast it better is that I watched multiple games and just kept like reading, the intricacies of each hero as well as the patches, because that all of those things are very essential, because like as a shoutcaster, you're not only just like casting these video games, you're trying to figure out what the story flow is, what happened in this patch, what's happening in this patch, what's going to be good in that one, if this team is good with this particular this particular meta or that particular meta. And it sounds like I'm already going for what a regular caster does with his own game, but that's also kind of like how you do it with being introduced into a new game, is that you just try to get yourself acclimated to it before you get into it. Like if I get asked to cast a game that I've never casted before, I will not cast it 1 week prior. I need at least a month or two, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy that just comes in and then just bullshits his way to just saying like random nonsense that, again, the viewers will smell bullshit from a mile away because they love the game, and you don't want to disrespect the game that they love.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So that's great insight, because a lot of people who are starting out, well, not a lot, I've seen some people who are starting out say, what's a good game to cast, or what's a good game to play that's popular. They always go for that mindset of I'll go to what's popular because that's where the money is, or that's where the attention is, or the potential for fame is. And yeah, you're saying the exact opposite. Look for something you love. You said that earlier, passion. Invest time into it. You don't have to play every waking hour, but know it in and out. That's great. You're simplifying a lot of these terms that people might have lingering at the edge of the tip of their tongue, or the very edge of their brain, but they can't necessarily internalize. And that's great. I enjoy the simplicity and the conciseness of your answers. I hope the chat's learning a thing or two as well. I know I am. I know I am. All right, I'm DZ. I'm ready to shoutcast. I feel like I'm ready to break out. I want to break free. But that's great.
I don't mind going back into it.
Oh, I forgot we had prior experience on the topic.
The game is still installed. I mean, I haven't touched it in months, but like, okay, fine.
I totally forgot that we used to. Okay, never mind. It's about Asurai. Mikupi, do you have any questions for Asurai?
Oh yeah, I also have an Asurai Rev Major story.
Ooh, back to the photo. Back to the photo.
What is this?
Okay, so this is just a testament to what Asurai said about passion and perseverance, because when I was watching Rev Major, I don't really care about the Smash Ultimate. Sure, I know it's fun to watch and it's very technical, and those are the things that I like about it. But I only care about Tekken anyway.
Ooh,
so the thing about it is that the Smash Finals played before Tekken. So I was at the venue early, and everything was so hype when I entered, and I saw Asurai casting there, and he was doing such a great job at it that the next week I got myself a copy of the game, 2 controllers.
Wow.
Just so I could play. And that's just a testament to how persuasive, and you can really feel how just really persuasive. It's just so persuasive how Asurai did it. That I started playing the game too. Still wasn't good at it, but I mean, that's the power of a really good caster right there. So what I'm about to ask Asurai though is like the opposite of it. How do you deal with? I'm sure there are still a lot of people that despite how well researched you did, how the passion that you put into the work, they still find that sort of negativity to just throw at you. So that's my question. How do you deal with all of the negativities that come along with casting, especially for big games?
Oh wow. So this is coming like from like other people, right? Like where they they say that this guy knows nothing, something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's often you see it in different kinds of games, from Hearthstone, League of Legends, or Dota. Like people will just come in and say that this caster is bad. What's he talking about? They some people like point out counter arguments to that, but for the most part, how do you deal with all of these negative comments, whether they are unfounded or not?
And have you ever had to deal with comments like this, Darwin?
Yeah. So the one of the first things that came out was it's actually my language of choice. So I'm always known as the English caster. I try to go for Filipino casting, but it's actually really hard because mainly I'm a play-by-play, so I'm about all that action, and I cannot find the words in Tagalog to shoutcast to relay the action. If it was analysis or color casting, it's fine because at least you can tempo to kind of pace yourself. But since I can't do that when it's all about the action, that's the first thing I got flamed for. Bakit nag-English to sa Tagalog broadcast tayo? That's what they said.
Oh wow!
Wow, that crowd, man.
Dude.
Yeah, Filipino tayo,
man.
yeah.
So how did you deal with that?
It was kind of hard at first because I never really got hate because I never got into the spotlight. But I think one of the things that really kind of helped me earlier on was the people around me, especially my co-casters, said that it's fine. They were always like, I think this is like the one thing that I think also kind of resonated with me. There will always be haters, and that's fine. But what's kind of good is that if the haters stay, then that you're still doing your job, because like they don't like leave and kind of you just stay because they want to keep hearing, even though if you're wrong or something, they want to debate with you. I think that's you're still doing your job as a shoutcaster, because I think that's one of the beautiful things about shoutcasting is that whether sometimes you could be right or sometimes you could be wrong, people want to kind of talk back to that. And I think that's also kind of like a thing that I welcome, because like whenever I cast something and someone says that you're wrong, please tell me why I'm wrong so I can understand from your point of view. But again, going back to the negativity of it is, I think at the point just knowing just people telling me that I still did a good job, and knowing myself that I could always like improve always helped. And another thing, a trick that some people still don't do because they like to read the chat. I actually like to read the chat, even though some people might bash me.
The madman!
Just don't read it, because there are some just like random nonsense that people just throw out into the chat. It's not even relevant to the game. So like there's like some just just biased hate towards you, some stuff like that. Just those are things you just have to ignore. But yeah, that's how I kind of just gone with the negativity. Just you don't have to go through it alone, I mean, that's like a given for any shoutcaster. Anyways, you have your co-talents that will give you proper criticism for you on how you can improve yourself, and that's like the thing that you can focus on rather than the chat that's hating on you.
Oh, that's great. That's oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's a pretty interesting, like, DZ. When you and I, get all this hate on Quit Stalling, they're like, oh, quit GameByte, it's a terrible podcast. We confide in each other. We're just like, oh, we're not that bad. No,
What's your rank, bro? What's your rank, bro?
I'm a level 4 podcaster. How about you?
Well, I met... Okay, fine. I'm gold, man. Silver. What can I do? Yeah, but like, actually, maybe if I may interject. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
That. No, I agree with that. Like what you said about your friends and your co-casters, that's actually good. Consider that. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback. I think that's one good thing as well. Like with anything that goes with voice work, is that always. Yeah, don't listen to the haters, but yeah, I think your best critics are the ones who will be honest with you. So it's like your friends, co-casters, and really ask them like, how was I? What did I do wrong? I mean, sure, you can ask what you did right, so but like, oh, it would be nice to know what you did wrong as well. Just don't take it to heart too much.
Yeah.
Wait, did I ever ask you, Harold? Harold, what am I doing?
I don't know, man. Even I don't know what you're doing anymore. No,
something
like we.
sorry. Yeah.
No, please, Darwin.
Okay, thank you. That's actually something that I always do after the end of cast. That's actually also something that I learned from a co-caster of mine who lives in Singapore. So the one thing that it actually surprised me. So every time we finished a cast, he would always ask, do you think that I did something wrong? Or I'm not sure how he worded it, but it sounds like, do you think I did a good job? Or Do you think I did something wrong that might have annoyed you? Something like, because like when you're gonna be shoutcasting with two people, there's always gonna be a chance that you guys might kind of cross paths when you're talking, like not like in any debate form, but like literally you're talking over each other. So like he always asks something like that, and I kind of like admire that about him, and I started picking it up. And whenever I cast with somebody, I always ask if I did a good job, and I always ask the person that I know worked with me closely so that I can have a feedback on what I can improve on. And that actually gave me some insights on what I could actually try to get better at, because like you'll always hit a ceiling if you just like listen to yourself. I think other people listening to you definitely and giving you input is something that can really up your game, or up your performance.
On that note, Asurai, who are the top people who you found insightful for your career? Who's been there for you, giving you the tough talks and the pep talks? They've been there for the downs and the ups, but they've also been there to give you the harsh truth sometimes.
Okay, so I think it's gonna be two of the casters that I know. So one of them isn't as active as before, so that was Amplifier. He was my duo caster when we were still doing pro gaming series for Garena. That was like back 2015, 2016. He's been on and off casting, multiple games as well, from let's say Overwatch to what is Smash as well. The person that was
he goes by they go by Nausicaa now.
Yeah, he does. And the other one is Riku. So yeah.
Excellent. So it's always useful to have someone close to you. I know you and Nausicaa are super tight. I've seen it in action a couple of years back when we got to go to an event together, and we spent some time. You guys are pretty tight. I was like, DZ, why aren't we like that? DZ, that could be us, but you're playing, DZ. But
I don't remember that, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Lock it out.
No, legit. That's awesome. So someone to give you honest feedback. And you have any stories you want to share with Eno, or
I'm good. We can.
All right.
Not for live TV. I see. Okay.
We can go on to chat's questions. Some of chat's questions. We skipped a bit.
Go for it, DZ.
All right. So from the top, when I copy pasted. So Cat Just Meowed asks, Asurai, of course, do you have a bias towards which is your favorite game to cast?
Oh wow. Not really a bias, but like it's like the seasons, right? There are some games where I just feel like really into casting it, but right now I guess it's not really a game but more of a genre that I'm very biased to casting. Before I was really into MOBAs, but I felt like, at least for me, I'm a pretty simple guy, so MOBAs are like a weird kind of contradictory to me, because they're like incredibly complex, heroes, players, items, maps, everything like that. And like a few years back, I kind of known that I wanted to cast one genre in particular, that's FPS. So I think the bias that I have isn't really with the specific game, but with more of a specific genre. And I would pick FPS over MOBA or any other game anytime, because like I just love the action that it has. It's simple yet complex all at the same time, because like that you have to shoot the other opponent, but how do you do that, right? How are you able to do that when they're so good? Their aim is incredible, their strategies are incredible. That's kind of how to break it down. And that's the genre I'm like gravitating towards.
Okay. So just a little bit of favoritism, just a little like, I kind of like this more, just a little bit. DZ, any more questions from the chat?
Actually,
chat, keep asking.
Lieni and Panda User did ask questions, but they were actually answered. Just so happened to be answered as the show was going. So yeah, they asked like, how'd you get to where you were now? And I think the one you said earlier, Harold, which Panda User said was, What about the
We-
person
we
who's been
went-
in the journey for so long but didn't get noticed? So, yeah, we went through
Yeah.
that. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's all we
Chat,
got from
keep
chat.
keep
So-
asking those questions, chat. We still got them for another couple of minutes. So while we do have them, and while we're waiting for chat, Miko, if you have any questions, now is the time. I do have a couple more if you're still thinking of some.
Yeah, I'm good at the moment. Go for it, Harold.
Okay, so Asurai, we're getting a little serious. We're getting too serious here. We're talking about the trials and tribulations, talking about the ups and the downs. But I want to ask you, straight up, in a 4-man party that you have to assemble, okay, to take on most video games, any video
wow.
game, who would make the squad of Asurai? Who would make the Asurai All-Stars?
Oh my god, dude, that's.
Who would join the Philippines as Asurai in his quest for victory?
Does it have to be local talents?
No, man,
Or-
just shout out all your friends, your favorite, your trusted buddies, the people who have your back in the game.
Cannot pick Shroud.
Frick Shroud.
Wait, are casting buddies or gaming buddies? What did you say?
And,
Is it
buddies,
for casting or for gaming?
Any buddies in general?
yeah, like you're gonna hit up that new battle royale, and you want to win on your first try. Who are you playing with?
Oh my gosh! Wow.
You can pick Shroud if you want.
That is hard. So the 4 people is including me already, so I need to pick
Yeah,
3, right?
so only three. All right, as Asurai thinks about this, I do want people to know that Nazuka. Oh no, that's not it. There we go. No, that's not it either. Where is that? There we go. Nazuka will be joining us on GameByte next week,
Ooh.
9:30 p.m. Same time, same channel. So we'll be getting his point of view of things. So if Asurai answers the wrong answer in this current question, we'll be hearing it from Nazuka Barrera next week. So stay tuned for that. All right, twitch.tv/quitstalling, people. Hit up our social medias to keep track of our upcoming guests for the month of September. Quitstalling us on Facebook, at Quitstalling us on Twitter, and of course, at Quitstalling on Instagram. And of course, you can follow Asurai. He'll spout off his social medias later on. We're not going to bother him right now because he's still thinking. He doesn't want to make the wrong answer because we're going to be clipping this.
It's hard. I can't answer.
I can give you one.
I
You
feel
should-
like if I, yeah.
You should pick Wardell.
Oh, I can just go for like
Because-
NA players. Oh.
Because Wardell, Darwell, right? Come on, give me some.
Oh my god!
High five. Give me up top.
Oh no!
Oh, yo.
Yes, yes, he gets
Oh
it.
my
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
Actually, you're right. I never noticed that.
You should play off that. You should play off that and ask him to like play with you. Hey, my name's Darwell. Wardell, you got this.
It's duo.
Yeah. Well, I guess if I could just go answer that, okay, that's perfect.
If you're
Can I-
struggling
can-
for friends, if you don't want to choose between your closest friends,
I
have
can't.
at
I
it.
can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt their feelings. I love all my friends.
We heard you picked your top 3 friends on Quitstalling, and then you didn't pick me. So
Hey, it's in the internet for life,
Yeah.
I can't
Like your
ever
audition
escape
tape.
it. Yeah, if they want to guilt trip me, they can just like play a recorder of that. It's like,
Oh, see, Leonie in the chat's already throwing out some names. Huh? Ian? Huh? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. If it's all, I guess if it's just for fun,
Yeah.
I'll probably
No
pick
pressure.
Viminal, Ian,
Okay.
and probably one of my viewers, Hekata. Yeah.
Ooh,
'Cause
nice.
he's one of,
nice.
yeah, he's one of my mods. So if he's watching in the chat, giving you some love, man.
All right, nice. So we'll clip that and post it on the internet. Just throw graphics all over. Asurai's favorite 3 people in the world.
Whoa!
And we'll-
Oh my god! Don't title it like that. Oh my god!
Clickbait.
No one else compares. We'll throw some clickbaity headlines. Yeah.
OMG, you won't believe.
Oh,
You
Mama's
won't
boy.
believe who Asurai left out of his top 3 list. Stay tuned after the ad to find out.
My cheeks are hurting
so-
from laughing.
Oh, we have 2 more questions in chat.
Yeah, we do have
Questions
2
are
more
coming.
questions. So, one from No Plays, our good buddy, saying, "Fall Guys cast when?" Oh.
I might have one in the future. Maybe next month. I'm not sure though. But I won't say which event it is because it's still in the works. But it's not 100% yet. But I am kind of
Nice.
looking forward to it.
That's right.
Nice.
I did a funny casting bit also for Fall Guys. Can I send it to you? Can you tell me what I did wrong? Like seriously though. I'll just post it tomorrow.
Okay.
Peer review.
It was
Peer
a
review.
one. Oh no. But it was fun. But you should.
Sure.
Okay. Miko, you want to read one from the chat? Any questions you like?
Oh, of course. Yeah, Mama's Boy OW asks, correct me if I'm wrong.
boy.
But Philippines is known to be a MOBA country. My question is, do you think there's a chance for any PH team to be successful in the world for any FPS game?
Ooh, for a PH team. Okay, so actually quite recently we concluded the Valorant Pacific Open. Actually before that, right now what I feel like is the issue with why, in the Philippines FPS really isn't blossoming is that we don't really have the support of the developers, publishers, or anybody who's connected to the game. It's always just been us trying to, push the game forward, push the envelope of competitiveness forward. That's why games like let's say before CS:GO were having such a difficult time because obviously we don't have support from Valve, and again, like you said in your question, we're a MOBA country, but with Riot Games creating their first FPS title like Valorant, and people from these older or other FPS scenes starting to gravitate towards here, and with Riot kind of creating the Ignition series, the supposed tournament line line that they've been creating, so that we have constant competition with other countries as well. I think that's a good shot for any team, even from the Philippines, to actually arrive in the world stage. Now that's a good thing, right? In terms of like the infrastructure and the path going there, it's all there. The thing that could hurt right now is that we still have very few competitions, compared to other countries. That's maybe the reason why we can't really, or we're still trying to get better in terms of our overall performance. But at least for the path going to the world stage, I think it's already set here. And the only thing that can really ruin it is that if Valorant loses momentum, and hopefully it doesn't, because the Ignition series is just keep on going, not only for North America, EU, but also here in the Southeast Asia region. So yeah.
Wow, that's a very insightful look into into Philippine FPS.
It's been taking off like a lot.
Yeah, right.
We're very
completely Valorant.
Yeah, if you go to any like Valorant Philippines page or group, there would be like five already announced grassroots tournament, or even like a semi-major tournament where there's like prize pools of over like 30,000-50,000 pesos. It's pretty intense.
It's really supported, and that's really good news, especially for FPS players who have been, I think local FPS players have been ignored kind of for the longest time. True. And now they're getting their chance in the spotlight in the world stage as well. So yeah, really, really good news there.
Yeah, legit. I was here the whole time. I totally heard every bit of that.
We got one more in chat. We got one more.
Oh, go for it.
So, No Play is asking again. And funny, we were talking about this outside, off air. What mic do you prefer? What mic do you prefer to use when casting?
How would I answer that though? Because like it's sort of a broad question. Like, is it a mic brand or a type of mic?
We could start with type of mic. Like, do you prefer a headset mic versus the old aux and
I like
and
this
free?
one
No,
right
the old aux and separate mic, or
Okay. So whenever I'm casting, well, right now since I'm work from home, I actually cast with this particular setup, and it's been fine. But when you're in like a venue or some other stuff, I think you have to have the headset with the attached on mic. And I think that's really important, because you need to be able to enclose the audio that you hear, because like a venue can get incredibly loud, especially when it's the grand finals and everything. It just goes wild. But I think the one thing that's more important, whether it's like any type of mic, is the feature that comes with it. I'm not sure if this is the right term, but side tone or the monitoring is super important. So like if you can hear yourself when you're talking on the mic, that is, I think, the more important thing. Because if you can't hear yourself in front of the mic, that's you can't modulate your voice. You can't control how high, how low your voice is, and that can ruin your overall throat stamina. I don't know if that's
the quality of your voice over the course of an entire tournament.
and
so you don't end up shouting the whole time.
And aside from that is that I actually have like a regular talking voice. Like right now I'm actually trying to modulate my voice in front of you guys.
Okay.
Because, I don't want to sound too squeaky, and it's like something that that's like a thing that shoutcasters who feel like their voices aren't good enough will always think of, like what can I do to make my voice sound more broadcast ready or broadcast worthy, and that's like always modulating your voice. But before, when I started casting, I was always talking from my throat, I guess, and it sounded like super high pitch, and it was really bad. But over the years, I was able to kind of get it all here, and the reason, to kind of help that, I need a mic or a headset that allows me to monitor my voice, because if I can't, I just can't do it. It's hard.
Okay, no, that makes total sense. And DZ, you and I, we have a friend of the network, Joshua Balane, who's actually in a music production, and he talks about stuff like that. He talks about how building good habits when you talk is essential for keeping that quality. You mentioned your voice's stamina. If you talk a certain way for a day, maybe even a couple of hours, you could wreck your voice. If you do it if you talk in a way that is uncomfortable, or if you're trying to force something, it's going to come out not just off-putting in terms of audio quality, but you're going to wreck your voice. And being able to modulate, like you said, is essential, because eventually you'll start building that habit of being able to hit a certain sweet spot for your voice. And it's good in the long run as well, because you not only have good short term in terms of casting, for a 2-day tournament, let's say, you'll even have better longevity in the long run. Over the years you'll be able to do better. So that's a very good point. Again, the conciseness of this man is appreciated. Clippable. This guy's clippable.
Thank you.
What was the candy that Renzo and JM, also friends of the network, told us that they'd always eat?
Part of the network. Those guys are part of the network.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Pepakwa.
Pepakwa. There we go.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Syrup form, candy form,
does.
whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, it's like a menthol kind of like sweet candy, but it doesn't have like too much sugar in it, so it doesn't ruin your voice. I think it works, but honestly,
I enjoy myself.
Yeah, I do, but I think better than that, water is definitely just the better alternative, because like being able to coat your throat, and, if it's dry or anything, just water, but not super cold water, like just warm or just room temperature, or even slightly warm water is better.
Yeah,
I don't do that always though, but
you gotta hide
water.
We're talking about the production companies taking care of you. You gotta take care of yourself, Asurai. We gotta make sure you're fit and ready to go for 3 days in India or more. We gotta make sure you're in top shape. That's great. Those are great questions. Again, we're getting a little serious. We were talking about the nitty gritty of shoutcasting. Let's go a little lighter. All right. What is let's go to the lighter side of shoutcasting, DZ and Mikupi, as we run our course on today's episode. Asurai, what is your go-to meal locally post shoutcast? What is a meal you crave, or what is a meal you're like, what? I just nailed it. Grand finals. All right. I'm gonna hit up and treat myself with some meals. Some fuds. Some of that food goodness.
So, 2 types of dishes. Not dishes, but 2 types of cuisine.
Okay.
Well, since we're all Filipino, we love Korean barbecue, so
Heck yeah, buddy! Have some gochujang. Have some gochujang.
Oh my god, yeah. I actually have kimchi, like right now.
I have mine in the fridge.
Right? Because like after a cast, and you don't want to waste too much or spend too much money. 500 pesos on like a eat all you can when you're so hungry hits that sweet spot.
Oh,
But
Heck yeah, man.
yeah, but if it's something more special than that, like if it, because sometimes that's like a regular day of like long casting, but if it's like a grand event of long casting, I would usually try to find Japanese food, like
Oh.
Soothing and relaxed.
exactly like ramen or sushi is like my go-to for after like a super
Nice.
long grindy event.
Oh man.
Nice.
So no samgyup for you, and it's special. It's gotta go Japanese when
Gotta
it's
be
that-
Japanese. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Legit, man. DZ, I don't know. I want to throw it to Miko and DZ. After events, I know we love Asurai, but I want to throw it to you guys too, and everyone in the chat. After a great confidence building day, what do you guys like to eat after? DZ, you and I, after shoutcasting our butts off one of those years, in our previous life of shoutcasting, we had some Mediterranean food. We had some kebabs.
What? I thought we
And,
had Burger King.
No, we did like 3 nights. Like one of the nights we did kebabs. One of the nights we did Burger King because we were so exhausted. Which was gonna be my thing. What did you prefer? What are the foods you prefer when you're exhausted? We've also done McDonald's after Quit Styling's Overwatch community scrim nights in the past.
And after any event, even when I do my shoots after, like when they wrap up, the whole team usually goes fast food. You can't go wrong with the junk food. We've done Taco Bell, Burger King, McDonald's, and just order whatever the heck we want because we're that tired. But yeah, I guess the go-to when it comes to like after prod stuff, even shoutcasting, is always gotta be, sadly, because we end so late. What else is open?
That's true though.
It's not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually kind of true. How about you, Miko P?
I just totally agree with Asurai. It's either Korean food or Japanese food for me.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I'm leaning towards Japanese food, especially if it's been a really good day, and just a little bit more sashimi on the side, a little bit more salmon,
Ooh, saucy.
just to cap the
Miko
day
P feeling
off,
saucy.
and then that's for me.
Oh man, legit. I like that. Oh man, I love these answers. You know what? If I could have chosen, and if I wasn't so blinded by hunger, I think I would have gone Korean or Japanese. Maybe more Korean for me because I have gochujang right here. It's on top of mind. It's on top of mind. Yeah, maybe if in a different time. Chinese. Nope. Plays in the chat. North Park. Lechon Macau over fried rice.
Right.
Chinese.
Okay, that's a good. That's a
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yes, that is. Oh my gosh! All right,
North Park.
we're going Oriental with our menu after the show, guys. All right, I get it. You can take a hint. All right, Human Panda subscribed to us for his 23rd month. We're taking all that money. We're hitting up a samgyup. Let's go.
When quarantine's over, or when this
When
pandemic's
quarantine-
gone. When the
No,
pandemic's
actually,
gone.
I think there's like other samgyups that are open already,
Yeah, there
even
are.
during quarantine.
There are. It's so scary,
Yeah,
man. I
so-
can't.
There's a lot of them
scary.
now.
So hard. We gotta respect the
The quarantine.
The
taxes.
virus, dude. Yeah, man. That's scary. All right. Any other questions, guys? Let's wrap things up here with Asurai. I know he's probably.
So I can play
feeling a little
Valorant
weird.
now.
Fall guys.
Well, guys,
When?
yeah. We're actually 4 people right now,
Oh my gosh.
It's 10.
Now we're gonna find out Asurai's actual favorite 3 people to play video games with. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Move over, Hecate. We got this.
I have a question to ask for Azurai.
Oh man, we got him.
So yeah, I think I saw in one of your posts that you're assembling mechanical keyboards nowadays. So how's that hobby going for you?
Oh, I mean, I'm not really doing it as a hobby, but because like my keyboard from Logitech was already breaking, like the keycaps cannot be put back into the Switch, and the Switch was double clicking already, and
Oh no.
it's too big. Even though it's a TKL, it's super it's super big for me because I don't know, it's just how Logitech designed it. So I asked one of my friends what would be like a good keyboard to go for, and then he suggested why don't I just make like a hot swappable board. Hot swappable is like you can change the switches, the things that you have to press for the keys, and then he suggested all of these other things, and it's actually looking pretty good. It's actually using it right now, this one.
Wow.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, so
And
it has
you made
like,
that with your own hands?
I mean, I Legoed it together with my own hands. Because that's like how like the starting keyboard enthusiast thing works. Is like you get your hot swappable keyboard or board, and then you got switches. You just put it in, and then keycaps, and it's just so good to type in and play with.
Do you see yourself going down the rabbit hole into that mechanical?
I'm
keyboard?
pretty sure no. My rabbit hole is gaming mice, but even then, I'm just trying to not spend too much right now since it's quarantine.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Since you're playing a lot of FPS, and I know FPS players are a bit very particular about their mice. Do you have any mouse that you can recommend right now?
Ooh, again, it's all about preference. Like if you have a certain grip style, what kind of shape you're in, symmetrical, right hand ergonomic.
Hand size.
The one that hand size, exactly, wireless or wired. I'm actually more of a wireless enthusiast now, and I haven't tried going to a wired mice in like a year or two. And the one that I use, if I can recommend, but it's slightly pricey, is this one, Logitech Gpro wireless. This thing is it's just so nice to use. But I actually added stuff to it where there's you can't, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a pad that you can see there. It's a grip pad on the left and right switch, and then as well as the sides. And then I had my friend open this up and change the clicks from like the super mushy ones that Logitech puts into these, and then like a super crispy tactile one, so that whenever I need to click heads on Valorant, it's more precise. So yeah.
All right.
Very nice.
Okay, I guess no one's gonna talk. All right.
I was listening to the clicks
Just
of the
let it mellow
mechanical
in,
keyboard.
Yeah, I was just letting it sink in. I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah,
That's a mouse. There's a mouse.
that's awesome though, and the chat seems to be appreciating all the advice. That's great. Yeah, guys, find the right mouse for you. That's the one thing I don't like about local PC shops, and especially the inaccessibility of them pre-COVID, is you can't really test stuff like mice. You can't really ask for their array. I went to Japan though last Christmas, and like the computer shops have them like they have display models that you could like hold and type away at, and I was like, why can't we have nice things in the Philippines? And then I realized people probably either break them or steal them or get crazy with them. So it's
I can imagine
That's
the
why.
breaking part. I can imagine.
yeah. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. We're undisciplined, but it's fine. It's fine. It's something we have to live with. Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice on a mouse that looks good. All right. Any other questions for our esteemed guest who's graced us with his presence tonight? Anyone? Asurai, what's your favorite podcast to listen to when you're working out?
Oh my god.
GameByte.
Yeah, GameByte.
We gotta start doing a thing where we ask our guests to record like, "Hi, I'm Asurai, and you're watching GameByte." We have to start doing that. We're missing out on potential clips. I don't get why we haven't done that yet. I know we talked about that DZ in year 1, and we totally forgot about doing it.
We're like 120 episodes in, and we forgot.
Oh, you're 120 episodes in?
Well, how many-
Yeah, we're on 128 right now. This episode is 128, man. Yeah, you're special.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
special to us. All right, we're gonna wrap things up. I feel like we have to save room for more when Asurai makes his eventual triumphant return. Conquering Valorant around the globe as a globe-trotting shoutcaster. So we gotta end it now. We gotta save room for love. All right, it's the end of the show, people, and you know what that means. We're gonna read off some names. DZ, do you have the subs and the bit cheers, Miko P? You guys have access to that?
I can see it on the screen.
I can see
share
it.
Screen, yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I'll start us off. Thank you to all our most recent followers, like Mendio La Cubico. I don't think that I pronounced it right. I added a little twang there. Leonie, appreciate you for chatting with us throughout the show as well, Leonie. Thank you, appreciate you. Jinko Beloba, I saw this name while I was setting up, and I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. Thank you for the follow, Jinko Beloba. Ina G, or Ina HG. Number 1 Blake, because, better than number 2 Blake. Rift Screamer, Ungeek Colin, Pedestrian, Jamanchetta, and Yuyul, or a Jujul, however your country pronounces that. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for the follows. I want to give a big shout out to Nerf Diva and BMO King of Wu, who gave us their subs earlier on that we weren't able to shout out, because Nerf Diva did it while we were off air. And BMO did it as we were setting up. And of course, DZ, Human Panda 22, 23 months in a row, almost 2 years with that Amazon Prime sub, plus 31 gifted subs. Wow. Unreal. Thank you, Human Panda. We love you so much. DZ, hit us with them subs, yo.
Subs, all right. So as we said, well, I'm looking at the old photo you sent me because actually I can't really zoom it in. But anyway,
you said you could. You lied to me.
I thought I was gonna do the follower list.
I'm gonna send you a screen cap now. No way. I'm gonna let the.
I got it.
We have to read the names.
I got
to read the names, DZ.
Unless someone donated like 10, I don't think the list has changed, has it?
Just read off the names. I guess you're right.
All right. So yeah. So for a top, of course, on top, Human Panda 22 with 23 subs, followed by Furan Sisu 22 and Bimo King of Wu with 20. And then of course we have Miko P.
No, that's wrong. That's definitely wrong. I'm sending you the screen cap now.
Yeah, give me the
just
next
say the
one.
names. Just say the names.
Okay, I'll just say the names. 128 episodes in, and this is the stuff. Human Panda 22, Francishu, Bimo King of Wu, Miko P, Nerf Diva, Sensei Humor, the Notorious KGM, Insta DZ, Ion Hammerstream, Wisa is, Neo Gear, Silfox, Denunci, The Furybot, Numali, Zeffy Buns, Russell Jello, Jonathan,
Jingle Hammerschmidt.
Jonathan, it's been Jonathan, Mirage Leonardo 84 and CZ 64. Thank you so much.
Miko P, hit us with them bits.
Oh no.
Oh, it's okay. I'll send you a screen cap. Sorry.
We lie.
Hey guys.
We lie.
Both of you liars. It's all good. So there, it's in the chat. It's in the chat. Check it out, Miko P. Just read the names, man. You don't have to do the numbers. It's all good.
You have to count.
Oh, the
bit.
bits. Okay.
Yeah, just read the names. Just read the names.
All right, here we go. We have No Place. We have Neo Gear, Elder Jin, Mikhail Roldan, Bimo King of Fu, Aris 27, some guy named Miko P. If not, Gwen, Mercy, Game Ako, We, Insta DC, Before You're Drunk, Tita Gamings, The Real VJ Data 21, Kebo TV, White Size, Curry Server, and of course, Aaron Gaming 441.
And if we didn't read out your name, whether you cheered us on with 1 bit or subscribed to us at least once, we thank each and every one of you because you keep the lights on and you keep our hearts full. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. Everyone in the chat, thank you for keeping us entertained and keeping us company throughout the interview with Asurai. Every single one of your questions went a really long way. If you want to see more of our stuff, facebook.com/quitstallingus, Twitter @quitstallingus, Instagram @quitstalling, youtube.com/quitstalling, and here on twitch.tv/quitstalling. Asurai, where can people find you when you're not on GameByte?
So you guys can just like find me at Asurai Gaming. It's always that, except for Twitch, where my handle is actually at the Asurai Gaming, THE Asurai Gaming, because I made an Asurai Gaming before and I just couldn't retrieve it. Now I'm stuck with having the. Yeah. Because there might be some people who might say that they're a Asurai Gaming, but they're not the Asurai Gaming. So.
Oh, that's a very good point. Look for the 100% original, straight up on Shopee.ph Asurai Gaming. There's only one. There's only one Asurai. Miko P, where can people at home find you when you're not on GameByte?
Oh, me? I'm just on Facebook at Pico P. So
That's
how
right.
about you, Diego?
Okay. First, find me in my usual stuff. You can find me, of course, on my Instagram. That's at InstaDeeZee, INSCADEEZEE. Yes, I have a Twitter as well, but I don't use it because Facebook already looks like Twitter, thanks to Facebook's update. On Facebook, you can find me at facebook.com/Diego.Zuluaga for all my film and commercial work. YouTube.com/DZDiego. And of course, if you guys want colonizer food, there we go again. Shameless plug, guys. Because of this quarantine, we're going to be selling food, Spanish tapas called Tapas Style. Facebook.com/tapastyle.ph. And on Instagram, that's at Tapastyle. So if you guys want some Spanish tapas, feel free to message me maybe a month from now because now we're close since we're coming up with 6 new recipes. We're coming with 6 new recipes and some paella. Well, we're in the Philippines, so it's paella, whatever. We're selling paella, be it Negra, be it Valencia. We're going to come up with that next month, so stay tuned for that, folks.
All right. Thanks, DZ. You can find me at Twitter and Instagram at Herald Plays. You can find all my Instagram stories, some of my thoughts on Twitter. You know, I have those sometimes, not all the time. Empty space over here, empty space. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to GameByte. If you want to find more of GameByte, or if you just want to listen during your workouts like Asurai does, head on over to Spotify. Check out our podcast there, and of course the Quetzal Geekcast as well. It goes live on Sundays at 1 p.m. Me, Sensei Humor, and Juancho Saldana treat you with the week's news in the geek and pop culture world. Check that out. Of course, also on Spotify. Check it out on YouTube and here as well on twitch.tv/Quetzal. Find any of our shows or any of our podcasts everywhere you can get podcasts. Apple Play. No, that's not right. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and everywhere else. Yeah, if we're not there, let us know. We'll put our feed there. Asurai, thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. It was such a treat. You did so great, and we learned so much. Oh, he's muted. He's forgotten about us, and he's like, you know what?
Sorry, I have.
You
like
know
a
what,
cough.
Peasants?
I was coughing a lot during this. I had to mute myself multiple times. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, it's all
Yeah,
good.
but-
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was super fun. Joining you guys here. It's like
Well,
actually
you're
didn't
super
know that.
fun.
Oh, thank you. You're super fun. You're more fun.
Aww.
But yeah, I actually didn't know that I could have answered all of these questions that you guys had with much insight. But I guess it was also kind of awesome on knowing that I've gotten this much experience from the span of 6 years. So
Wow.
I actually can't still believe that I've been doing this for that long.
Well, you've been grinding at it, man. It's all about the next thing for you. You're looking towards the future. You could rest on your laurels when you're done. I love that. I enjoy that about you. Thank you for taking the time to answer our questions and saying hi to chat. We appreciate you, Asurai.
Of course, I appreciate you guys too very much.
All right. For Asurai, for DZ, for Miku P, I have been Herald. We're going to tell you guys to get off your butts and quit stalling. We'll see you guys next week for the one and only Nausicaa here on GameByte. But till then, bye everybody. Bye. See ya. Take care. TTFN.